Hey guys, Jason here, and I want to give you a quick run through of my new kayak. It's a 2017 Wilderness Systems ATAK 120. Previously I had the Pescador Pro 120. Great kayak, love that kayak, took it all over the place, 5 different states, big water, little water, farm ponds, creeks, rivers, great boat. But I had the ability to upgrade, and I would have been stupid actually if I didn't take it. So here's a quick run through of my new kayak. So here, starting at the front, very sturdy handle. We'll be wrapping this either in tape or with a paddle grip, just so that at the end of the day, when I go to take the kayak out of the water, I don't burn my hand when I grab the handle. But I do like the fact that it's a nice hard handle. The fact that hooks cannot get hooked into that. The only thing that would happen is if the line got wrapped around it. At that point in time, well, deal with it if that happens. And of course we have up here the front hatch. We do have the paddle keeper, and I will be putting some silent traction deck mat on top of this so that when I do put my paddle up here, it'll be quieter. You do have a couple tie down spots up here. You have one on either side. Very sturdy. Those things are not coming out, and I like that. And then we'll pop this. We have these latches here. They're thick rubber, and it's not going to come off that easy. You actually have to give it a nice little bit of a pull to get that to come off. And once we open the hatch, as you can see, this does not give you access to the inside of the hull, which for me, that is not a problem. You do happen to have an ample size bow storage area. It is scuppered, and the boat does come with these 2 scuppers already inside of it. Now, if you do get some water in here, you can go ahead and pull the scupper plugs and drain it, or you can run without the scupper plugs, because this boat is pretty much a dry boat, which is awesome. And moving aft, here, one of the things I really love about having this kayak is the flex pod. I love the fact that I can have my transducer, all my extra cable, my battery, my fish finder, have everything in one package, and I can just pull it out of the kayak at the end of the day and not have to worry about anybody walking away with it. And I'm running the Lowrance Hook 4X with chirp down scan. It's been a good fish finder for me. I've had it now for probably close to a year, and I don't plan on upgrading anytime soon. And I'm running that off of the Naqua Power Pro kit, the 10 amp hour lithium ion battery, which is sweet. I've had that battery for a week now, so I have not had a chance to use it out on the water. So I don't know how many days, how long it will run the setup I have, which right now is just the fish finder. But from what I've read and from videos I've seen, I should be able to get at least 2 good days out of that battery out of one charge. So I'm really looking forward to that. And here in the center, we happen to have this piece here has a nice big opening for a cup holder. We have some cutouts for tools, so where I'll put my fish grips and pliers and so forth, or I could also throw lures, soft plastics. Also in here, you do happen to have this piece which comes out, and you have another scupper transducer. So if you wanted to run side scan, you have that ability, since side scan transducers are so much larger than regular transducers. Or if you wanted to, you could add, or you could mount your fish finder here and leave the flex pod as dry storage. So you have that ability, which is awesome. The kayak already comes with deck mat. You just have to install it once you get the boat, or if you buy from a kayak shop, they'll install the deck mat for you. I want to give a big shout out to Jeremy at Tulsa Kayak, where I did purchase this kayak, and my Pro 120, for putting this background behind the ATAK to just, give it something else. I mean, if you look at other 120s in the sonar color, without this neon green behind it, it's very dull. This makes it stand out, and it gives the boat a personal touch, and I love it. It's awesome. The boat also does come with a stand assist strap, and that is secured here with the screw, so that is also cool. Excuse me. The boat does come with plenty of track. You've got track on either side, and I've also got the ATAK paddle holder, because the kayak does not come with a paddle holder, but that's fine. So using this along with the paddle keeper up here, it makes storing of the paddle, getting it out of the way, very easy. We also have tracks here, which the seat runs into and secures to the kayak, and it's very secure. That seat's not moving unless I want it to. Kayak also does come with the Air Pro Max seat. Here I have it in the relaxed position, and the reason I have that there is so that you can see here, you do happen to have a storage hatch here in the center. Also gives you limited access to the interior of the hull. It does have a bag so that you can put keys or your wallet or phone, whatever you want to keep in here, and it should stay fairly dry, because you'll notice that this is raised up from the bottom of, or from the raised up from the deck, so that if there is water here, it'll still have to come up pretty high in order to get inside here. Now there also is a gasket in here to help it stay as watertight as possible, which is very, very nice. There is a attachment point here, which I will definitely be using for my paddle leash, so that if I do have to ditch my paddle, I can just toss it overboard and be good to go. Excuse me. Here on the side, I do have the ATAK lever lock anchor trolley, and I pulled this off of my previous kayak, the Pro 120, but it's very easy to install on here, and I just installed it today, so very easy install. Also, off of my Pro 120, I removed and installed the rudder. Now, one of the great things about Wilderness Systems and Perception, which makes the Pescador Pro 120, they're both owned by the same parent company, which is Confluence. So there are some things that they can pretty much swap back and forth. This rudder being one of them. Also, one of the things about the rudder install is it's very simple. There's no drilling, and it comes with most of the hardware that you need to install. The only thing I had to do for this one is I just had to buy 3 screws, which cost me $1.50, and then I needed to get I got some new rudder cables, which the Tulsa kayak was very generous to get for me. And looking here to the tank well, very spacious tank well. I run the NRS tackle crate back here, and with that here, I still have room for a cooler as well. Another thing that's cool about this is that here on the side you have these bungees where you can put a tackle box, Plano 3600, Plano 3700, or whatever else you want to put in there, so that you have easy access to something, say like your terminal tackle. It's just right there, easy to get to. Another thing that's cool is this right here. This area right here, you can actually mount a micro pole, power pole right here, attach the bracket, and then run the power pole through the scupper hole. This boat is also built to accept 2 power poles here in the back as well. As you can see here and here, you can also run the river stick. The creator of the river stick already has brackets to mount here, or he also has a bracket to where you can install the river stick here in the back where the rudder is, which is pretty sweet. But again, if you wanted to run a power pole, you could also run the rudder, or you could run a Torqeedo motor, which is pretty sweet. This kayak will also accept the 3D seat, and the attach points are here, over on the other side. And as I was saying, tracks, there are quite a few. We also have tracks here in the back as well. And there's also one other hatch that gives you access to the inside of the hull back here. So if you want to, again, adding the power pole and whatever the items you want to add back there that need a backing plate, you have access to do that. But this also does have a bag, so you can put, again, keys, phone, whatever you want to back here. It also is gasketed so that it keeps it as watertight as possible. And as I said, this is a dry boat. I just have my scupper plugs here in the back just because, but honestly, this boat, you really don't need scupper plugs. Even if water does come up inside, it'll drain quickly. So I'm looking forward to getting this kayak out on the water. I have yet to get it out on the water just because the weather here has been so up and down. In fact, on Tuesday it was 19 degrees. Right now it's 72 and everything is pretty much thawing out. So hopefully we keep this warming trend and try to get out on the water here, but we shall see what we shall see. So anyways, this has been a quick walkthrough of my 2017 Wilderness Systems ATAK 120, and I want to give a huge shout out to Tulsa Kayak for all the support that they're able to give me with purchasing my kayaks, also additional items that I purchased for my kayaks. They've been great. If you guys have the ability to go to a dedicated paddling shop, kayak shop, I highly recommend it. So thanks again, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.